I was thinking I kind of want to talk about something else than uh, narc abuse or whatever narcissist topic. You know, I lived through it enough. I don't need to relive it, over and over. I thought talking about it would help heal me faster, but I don't know if that's true or not. It seems like it just brings up memories and it doesn't heal me quicker like I thought. And so I need to readjust and because my channel's mainly for my healing. And so if I feel like I need to adjust the topic to heal, then I will do so. You know what I mean? And I feel like the time is right now to readjust the topic because they don't deserve my thoughts anymore. They don't deserve my thoughts anymore. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve my thoughts. You know what I mean? They don't deserve me talking about it anymore. Uh, if it's not healing me, then I'm not going to talk about it anymore. So they don't deserve any of that because they don't. They really don't. Based on what I went through around them, based on what happened around them, based on what I went as a whole, they don't deserve anything. They don't deserve shit of credit for anything. Even if I become the strongest man on the fucking planet because of them, they don't deserve any fucking credit at all. Zero. They try to destroy me, they try to smother me, they try to do everything in their power to kill me. So they don't deserve anything from me anymore, because they pushed me to that point, you know, of not even wanting to be here anymore, and they don't deserve any words or thoughts because of that. And so I truly believe they don't deserve any more words from me, any more thoughts from me. So I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about, like I don't know, like the stars or something, or I don't know, Star Wars, or video games, or I don't know, just better things, like even even talking about nature, even talking about traveling, I traveled the other day to Shoshone Falls and it was awesome. I want to do more things like that, you know, just explore and, live life, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be done with them and their shit, their toxicity, even talking about them, toxicity bullshit, because they don't deserve it. So, I'm planning different trips coming up and I'm gonna do them. So I'm gonna travel a lot, I think, like other survivors have done, you know, travel when they want, you know, live the life they want, I wanna live life like the other survivors have, like the thrivers, you know what I mean? The thriver level, I want to be more like that. I think I'm ready for more of that kind of step to um, do a lot more of that, because there is that adventurous side to me, that exploring side to me, like when I'm not fully contained in a cage, you know, there is that exploring side to me, you know what I mean? When I'm not held in a box and controlled. There is that beautiful side to me that wants to explore, wants to even do some art. I did art the other day. Want to do, just expand what, you know, more than just what the robots do. You know what I mean? Like, fuck them. So, uh, I don't have to live life like them, you know, to be, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to live life like all of them, all the clones out there. What law or rule said I have to live like them? You know what I mean? You know, living like the same fucking clone life, 9 to 5 robot life. No offense if you have a 9 to 5. I kind of just work a crazy schedule. Um, 9 to 5s are rough for me, because like time is just an illusion to me, like so it's hard to be confined for 8 hours at a place, because I don't know, being constricted with the time frame, it just doesn't work with my brain, like my brain's a little more free than that. I mean, I don't even wear a watch for fuck's sakes, but I don't know. But I've been told by other starseeds that time passes way different for us than everybody else. So I got to remember that. Like time does pass way differently for a starseed than everybody else. We don't see time at all. We just see us and then people. We see. You know what I mean? It's just we just see us and people walking around. We don't see time. Really, but anyways, but I do notice angel numbers in the times when I do see the times. So, um, I don't know. Anyways, but I'm ready for something better. Like even if it's just fucking walking a nature path, or something, sitting on a beach or something. I feel like I'm getting to the point where I can do more things. I don't I'm not as held back by pain issues and things like that. Not as much. Um, the last few road trips I went on, I did all right. I did all right. So I'm getting a little more brave, a little more courageous to do more, more of that spontaneous stuff and live life for real. And try to enjoy life for real. Instead of just existing. Because like I can do the existing game forever. All the live long day. I can do I can sustain my existence forever, but it's not really living, but I can do it, you know. Uh, I've survived in the worst of circumstances. Um, so I know how to exist and keep existing and not even be present and exist. Not even be all there, but still existing, breathing, the body's still breathing. You're completely gone, but your body's still breathing. I've been there most of my life. So, anyways, just defense mechanisms to survive. Uh, Hostile people. So, anyways, I'm starting to understand that the dynamic has changed. The the environment is not as hostile, you know? And I made it that way on purpose to not have a hostile home. No hostility, you know? You know what I'm saying? Just a peaceful place to live, you know? So, and that's what I want, you know, based on a whole fucking life of being around chaos. You know, fabricated chaos, fabricated drama, fabricated. All their fucking fabricated anger, all their fucking fabricated fury, all their fucking fabricated gossip, you know, their whole fucking fabricated life. I'm tired of living in that shit. And I'm tired of living in that shit in here. So I want to clean out the swamp in here as well. Not just my living environment like I have, but my mind environment needs to be cleaned out as well. Next is the mind. Because the mind still stays polluted even after you leave the swamp. Your mind still stays polluted. At least with me, it has. The poison that they infected you with doesn't immediately go away at no contact. You know, it stays with you for a while. That poison they put in you stays with you for a while. So that has to be cleared out. Somehow, some way. Eventually, that shit they put in you has to be cleaned out, cleared out. So I gotta do that, and I think it'll get done eventually, you know. And then I can live the life that I want, you know, a better, healthier life. Um, pretty much anything you do after leaving that kind of crap is healthy in comparison. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you fucking, I don't know, you eat a little different when you leave, you know, that makes a difference, you know, than when you, I don't know, like if you don't really, when you're in that toxic environment, you start to not care about yourself. And that's what happened to me. I didn't care about myself. I didn't really care about taking care of myself as far as what I ate, as far as what, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really think about those things of self-care when you're in their toxicity environment, you know. And, you know, I don't know. But that shit has to be cleaned out with time, and, you know, it takes longer than I thought. I'll admit that for sure. It does take longer to clear out their shit out of you, to clean out the poison out of you, basically. It takes a lot longer than I thought. Um, it's not like you go no contact and then you're living an awesome life. It doesn't come that fast. I'm giving a dose of reality here. It doesn't come that fast just after no contact. You're not living an awesome life right after no contact. Not even after a year of no contact are you living an awesome life. At least in my case. But I was in the scapegoat position for at least 29 years, at least maybe 31 years, maybe longer than that. Yeah, because I've only been in no contact for 2 years from family, so I was basically in that I count myself in that scapegoat position until until the no contact. So about 36 years old, you know, is when I put in no contact for real, no fucking around. So, I don't know. So in my case, it's obvious that I wouldn't be living this awesome life in just 2 years. It doesn't make sense to have that quick of a turnaround in just 2 years. To be no contact and then thriving in 2 years doesn't seem feasible. And I understand that. Like I was expecting too much. Had my high hopes too high. Basically. But I don't know. Anyways, but I am to the point where I'm just they're not really worth talking about anymore. They're really not. They're not good people at all. I mean, they literally are all bad. All of it. They're just all bad. There's no good in them. The good is just the fake front. There's no good in them at all. People exist like this. We know this. People like us want to believe that there's good in everyone. There has to be good in everyone. No, it's not true with these people. There's no good in them at all. None. Zero good. Any good act they do is fake. Any good act they do is fake. It's for image. Everything's for image. There's not a good bone in their body. Don't believe that there's good in them. There are that's the one thing we learned or I learned is that some people are all bad all the way through. Even after given 30 years, they're still all bad the whole way. They were bad the whole way. Not a good bone in their body. Not a good bone in their body. But they put on a good fake facade front. That's it. It's not real. None of it's real. That fake front. It's fake as fuck. So yeah, that's what you gotta remember when you go out in public is a lot of people have no good in their body at all. None. Not a single drop. Not even a single piece of good is in them. There's a lot of them walking around that don't have any good. Think about that. Think about that for our society. There's a ton of people out there that have zero good in them. And there's actual self-aware narcissists that admit this. There's no good in them. None. Zero good. None. It's all fake front. If you see any good, it's a fake front. That's not real. So there's a lot of people walking around that have zero good in them. That's fucking crazy. So you gotta fucking watch your back out here and your front. Every time you go out into the wild, you know what I'm saying? This is the wild out here. You gotta remember there's a lot of these people walking around that have zero good in them. Zero. A lot of them. So you gotta think about that. Just like, fuck. What fraction of the people have zero good in them? Probably a big fraction. Because, like, I know I've ran into them, like, a lot after leaving family. But, that's why I say they track you like sharks. They know that one of their kind has damaged you before. They can sense that you've been damaged by one of their kind before, just like a shark. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's fucked up, and that's what happened. It was like I went out, I separated from family, and I just ran into different vessels with the same fucking entity. You know what I'm saying? The same fucking entity I ran into that wasn't even a family member. More than one. I ran into these entities that wasn't even a fucking family member. So this fucking issue is beyond my family of origin. It's a lot wider scale than family of origin. So can't just say, oh, it's just my scenario. No, this scenario is beyond my family of origin. It's a bigger issue than my family of origin. The scapegoating, at least, for sure. And then just them targeting people like predators as well, out here. But yeah, predators in human bodies is a real thing. Real thing. It's no bullshit, and they don't fuck around. So, um, anyways, but yeah, I want to talk about something else. I think it's better if I talk about other things. Even like talking about a tree is better. Just a fucking tree. Even talking about grass. Just talking about grass is better than this fucking topic of the shit I experienced. So I don't know, but I do like the stars. I do like outer space stuff, and I am drawn to Star Wars and stuff. So there's something to that. I think a lot of star seeds are drawn to Star Wars. I think they resonate with Star Wars for a reason. Um, that's kind of why I reference Star Wars a lot. You know, uh, and I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of star seeds are drawn to Star Wars and Star Trek and that kind of thing. Because no matter what we do, we don't feel like we're from here. At least that's the case with me. Like, no matter what the fuck I do, I don't feel like I ever belonged on the planet. I've always felt like some fucking uh tourist. You know what I'm saying? Visitor. I've never felt part of the human race. I've never felt part of the human race ever, ever. But I never really thought about it. I'm like, well, why? Why don't I feel like I'm part of the human race? I never really thought about that. Just like, why am I different like that? I didn't know anything about star seeds or whatever, but I knew that I wasn't quite thinking like the people around me in school, in high school. I wasn't quite thinking or being like the people around me, even in college. Like, I never fit into any group. I never put the thing together like, I'm not from here, you know? Like, that's why. Like, I'm not from this fucking planet. I don't feel like I'm from here, no matter what the fuck I do. I don't care what fucking medication you give me. I don't care what kind of therapy you give me. I still don't feel like I belong here. Get what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what the fuck treatment you put me through. I still don't feel like I belong on this planet. It's just something that I have to accept. It's not something that has to be fixed. It's just something that I have to accept, that I know I'm not from here, and there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of other people feel the same as me, and a lot of people already know that I'm not from here. Like, so what? I'm not gonna be ashamed of it anymore. Like, fuck. I have a connection to the stars. So what? You know. Um, I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, I do want to talk about something different on my channel, whatever that may be. You know what I'm saying? Whatever will help me on my healing journey. I will talk about that. If it will help me on my healing journey, I will talk about it. I don't, I mean, my channel didn't even start with narcissists. It kind of turned into that because there's a connection between, it was mainly to recover from being in a cult. Um, but there is a connection between being in a cult and being uh, raised in a narcissist or psychopath, either one, narcissist or psychopath family, cult. You know, there's a similarity. It's almost like there's a mini cult underneath the psychopath, you know, in itself, separate from the religious cult that I was in. So it felt like I was in two cults, the religious cult and then the cult at home with the psychopath father. You know, there was there was very much a parallel between the religion cult that they were in, and there was a parallelity with the way they ran the house, the cult like atmosphere of how they just ran the house, the cult of the family, the religion cult, and then the family cult. You know, there's two cults. So you know, it it progressed from healing from a resigning from a cult. Once I realized, I'm like, fuck, I didn't even know what the hell I got born into here. Fuck, get me the fuck out of this. You know, I didn't sign up for this, you know, because they had so many secrets. I'm like, fuck, I didn't know they did all this shit in the background. That's literally what I said. I'm like, fuck, I'm out. You know, so since that point, I've been doing videos, you know, since I resigned from a cult. You know, once I realized it was a cult, I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I realized my family was in a cult and they acted like a cult, and they wanted to involve me in the cult in the scapegoat position. I was like, fuck, I'm out again. You know, I left. I kept fucking detaching. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, I didn't sign up for all this shit. You know, basically, is what I was saying. Like, fuck, I didn't sign up for this shit. Even though I was born into this shit, I didn't sign up for this shit. I'm sorry. I didn't know what the fuck I was in. You know, I didn't know what the fuck I was getting involved in here. I didn't know this. I want out. You know what I'm saying? So ever since then, you know, I've been making videos to help on the healing journey because, you know, talking on the videos does help, you know, because not a lot of professionals understand what it's like to have been raised in a cult, or they don't know what it's like to have been raised in a house with psychopaths. You know, they have no clue what it's like to have been raised by psychopaths. Not really raised. Psychopaths don't raise their kids. They don't. I promise. There's no raising. There's no encouraging. Trust me. It's like psychopaths more like crush the kid. They crush the kid. They don't raise the kid. But you know, like growing up in a psychopath house. Let's say that. Just growing up in a psychopath home. Not a lot of professionals understand what it's like to grow up in a home with a psychopath. They don't know what it's like. It's beyond. No offense to them. It's beyond their fucking understanding. It's fucking even beyond my understanding. I studied this shit for like the last 2 years. I've been studying this shit. You know, uh, from the view of survivors, from the view of the psychopaths, from the view of all parties. You know, different perspectives to just fucking understand. But basically, in a nutshell, is like there's no real hope. There's no real hope for them. Save yourself. And don't feel guilty about saving yourself because they won't change. Ever. That's the bottom line. And you can't hope for them to change. Based on what the self-aware ones have said, they don't want to change. They like what they are. It gets them what they want. They don't seek treatment ever. So don't expect them to seek treatment and them to be cured. Won't happen. So, um, so basically, knowing that they won't change ever, uh, you have to walk away, like I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like they're gonna like have an epiphany or uh have a cure to psychopathy. Put upon them. Not gonna happen. And once I realized that there was no cure for them or their disease or whatever you want to call it, uh, it just makes it a little easier to walk away forever, knowing that there's no real cure, there's no real end to their psychopathy until they die, basically. And who knows, maybe the psychopathy will keep going after they die. I don't know. But I know based on the 30 years that I was around a psychopath, off and on, being raised in a home with by a psychopath, being back and forth throughout my life, with a psychopath in my later years, I can confirm that there's no cure for that. Whatever's wrong with them, psychopathy, there's no cure for that. No. Based on what I was around, uh, there's no change in that. There's no change in that tornado of what they are. Based on what I was around, and then based on what other psychopaths have said, self-aware narcissists have said, there's no cure for this shit. I don't care what the professionals want to say, or there may be a chance to cure a psychopath or a narcissist. No, not based on what the self-aware narcissists say. They can't change. They won't change ever, ever, to the day they die. So you can't bank on that hope that they're gonna change. Like you're the special case, because based on what I saw, what I was around, I never saw them change. It was the same fucking pattern on repeat for literally like 30 years. It was the same pattern. They're insane. They're literally, it's no joke. They are insane. They do the same cycle over and over and over and over and over. And they do have a people addiction, a gathering addiction. It's fucking crazy. It's insane pattern. Constantly, 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 constantly. People, 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 people. Gather, gather, gather. You know what I'm saying? It's just a constant facade show. You know what I'm saying? It's never ending. It's a never ending show. Never ending. The one that put the end to the show was me by walking away, so I was away from the show. You know what I mean? The show's still going on right now, this second, because that show doesn't end. But I'm out of the show. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. I'm not involved in their insanity like I once was. That's the fucking difference. I'm not caught in their insanity. I'm not caught in the middle of their insanity. You know what I'm saying? With their people addiction, basically. Their insatiable people addiction. So basically, I just said, fuck the show. Fuck this show. I'll find something else, I'll find something else besides that shit. Maybe I'll study rocks somewhere, who knows, but anyways, but yeah, based on what I was around, there's no cure for that disease. from what I hear, from a person that's been around an alcoholic and she's been around a narcissist, she told me that being around a narcissist is worse than being around an alcoholic. And I was like, fuck, I thought they were fucking similar, like totally like equal. Because I've never lived with an alcoholic before. But from what other Al-Anon people were saying is like, um, it's a confusing disease to be around, baffling. It sounded like being around a narcissist because it is confusing. Being around a psychopath, it's confusing, it's baffling. So I thought there was a similarity, but my friend says being around a narcissist is definitely worse than being around an alcoholic. So now I know that. So, anyways, so, but yeah, I think talking about different things is a good move for me. I think I'm gonna try to stick to it. I'm gonna really try to stick to it. Focus on different things outside the topic because, um, of, being focused on the topic of narcissist abuse is kind of like being focused on the narcissist in a way. And I'm starting to see that, it like connects one to the other, and I'm seeing that as kind of a mental trap, like keeping your mind on the subject kind of keeps your mind in their arena, you know, of the abuse and all that. You get what I'm saying, and I kind of want to stay out of that arena, if that makes sense, mentally. Stay out of that arena totally, for my own sake, uh, for a better future for me, But anyways, I'm out of time on this video. I will talk to you later.